Live Text Access Training for Real-Time Intralingual Subtitlers. Unit 5 Respeaking Element 1 Psychocognitive Skills. Introduction created by SSML and Velotype. Hi, this is an introduction to the learning outcomes of this element. On completion of this training sequence, you will be able to repeat or reformulate the source text while listening to it, remember full sentences while lagging behind, and activate exit strategies while respeaking if you realize the speaker is challenging. In this presentation, I will first recall the skills of the respeaker to then concentrate on the strategies a respeaker applies in the profession. This is just a theoretical introduction. Its aim is to provide you with a framework of reference for the three skills mentioned. Don't worry if you don't immediately understand every single concept expressed here. We will go into details of every single skill in the dedicated LOs. Section 1. The skills of the respeaker. As you have seen in the introduction to this unit, the respeaker has to do many things at the same time. In this element, we will deal with psychocognitive skills, which is the first set of skills a respeaker must possess. In particular, for a respeaker to be able and become a professional in the field, he or she has to be able and do more things at the same time, like listening and speaking, but also train a good short-term memory to be able and process as many concepts as possible, and apply exit strategies or solutions to any problem one may encounter in the subtitling process if the speaker is challenging. While you can only develop these competencies by the time and thanks to ad hoc exercises, you may be interested in knowing the respeaking strategies a professional needs to apply to be able and make the most out of these skills. These strategies will be recalled in the different LOs. Section 2. Respeaking strategies. As we have seen, respeaking strategies consist of listening the source text and speaking the mid-text at the same time. This is only possible if we manage to remember words and concepts along the process and when lagging behind. However, this is not enough. When in trouble, the respeaker must apply exit strategies to be able and keep providing good quality subtitles. To make the most out of these skills that you will develop in the next 3 LOs, you need to understand the strategies respeakers have to apply along the process. As in any multitasking process which involves doing more things at the same time, in respeaking, 2 main types of strategies are involved: understanding strategies and production strategies. Understanding strategies are aimed at comprehending the source text. Production strategies are aimed at making the most out of understanding strategies under stressful conditions and with a reduced processing capacity than usual. In the next slides, I will first illustrate understanding strategies to then move to production strategies. Concerning understanding strategies, the strategic model of discourse comprehension developed by Van Dijk and Kinch in 1983, we know how spoken language is understood. By adapting it, it is possible to claim that a respeaker understands the source text by adopting the following strategies: form strategies, content strategies, textual strategies, procedural strategies, and general knowledge strategies. Form strategies are related to understanding the words and grammar of the source text from sounds and grammar elements. Content strategies capitalize on form strategies to understand the meaning of a text. Textual strategies contextualize this content. Procedural strategies relate the ongoing comprehension of the source text to other texts similar to the one which is heard, And finally, general knowledge strategies allow to more easily understand how the source text relates to the rest of the world. Again, if you don't understand something, don't be worried, because we will go into details in the following LOs. Concerning production strategies, after having strategically understood the source text, the re-speaker adopts production strategies to come to the final text, the target text, or the subtitles. By adopting the model proposed by Kohn and Kalina in 1996 for simultaneous interpreting, it can be said that in re-speaking contexts, professionals follow these strategies. Inferencing, whereby the re-speaker anticipates linguistic elements; memorizing, whereby the re-speaker postpones linguistic material; editing strategies, either before going on air or while being on air, either avoiding possible mistakes through synonymy or paraphrase, or by correcting mistakes before they are aired. Finally, exit strategies, or 3Gs, are those strategies which are adopted in extreme conditions to compensate for information loss. This can be done through generalization strategies, whereby the re-speaker uses more general synonyms or repeats previously mentioned content. Another exit strategy is the Gordian knot strategy, also called cut and knit, whereby the re-speaker omits bits of a sentence but manages to produce a grammatically correct and coherent sentence. And the last exit strategy, called Garwood strategy, named after my simultaneous interpreting teacher at the university, who used to repeat this all the time: when in doubt, leave it out. Summary. In this brief introduction, we have had an overview of the first set of skills a trainee must develop to become a professional re-speaker. We call these skills psychocognitive skills because they relate to 3 mental activities which are at the basis of any live subtitling process. The first mental activity is listening and speaking at the same time, which means either repeating word for word what is said or reformulating what is said. The second mental activity is memorizing words or concepts to be able and semi-automate the real-time subtitling process. The third mental activity is to understand when to apply exit strategies or solutions to problems a subtitler may encounter along the process. At the basis of these 3 skills, we have re-speaking strategies aimed at making the most out of them. They are divided into understanding strategies and production strategies. We will see them into detail in the next 3 LOs. References and disclaimer. References: Kohn and Kalina, 1996, The Strategic Dimension of Interpreting in Meta 41, Volume 1. Van Dijk and Kinch, 1983, Strategies of Discourse Comprehension, Orlando Academic Press. Reference to authors. This training material has been certified according to the rules of ECQA. The authors of the training materials are the European Certification and Qualification Association, ECQA, the European Federation of Hard of Hearing People, EFHOH, the Internationale Hochschule SDI München, University of Applied Sciences, la Scuola Superiori per Mediatori Linguistici di Pisa, SSML, Subti Access, la Università Autónoma de Barcelona UAB, Velotype, and CDF Digital. Disclaimer. The information and views set on this presentation are those of the authors and do not necessarily reflect the official opinion of the European Union. Neither the European Union institutions and bodies nor any person acting on their behalf may be held responsible for the use which may be made of the information contained here. Live Text Access. www.ltaproject.eu, co-funded by the Erasmus Plus program of the European Union.